All right, so this will be the first how-to video for the Christmas challenge. I don't know how this is going to turn out because I'm going to have this whole piece done and make that the first video, then do one video of a tree, one video of a snowman, one video of the gnome Santa, and videos of other things that I do for the challenge. But this challenge is a tree, a gnome Santa, and a snowman all fastened to a base. Okay, so the trees. This is what I did last year. I still have it around. It's set up to put lights in there. I believe this is cottonwood bark. Oops. So you can see there. I'm trying to think to make this as easy as possible for everybody. What kind of tree do I want to do? You see here, there's like a piece of cedar that was cut off from chainsaw carving. This could be a tree. You know, you carve it so like where's this piece here? You know, this when you got more wood, you can give the tree more depth. Like you can see, this one has more depth than just the fence board type of tree. This is oh, my buddy Chris in UK says they don't have fence boards like 1x8s or something as wide as they do there in the UK as they do in Canada, but they have something called scaffold boards that are 1x8. You can get scaffold boards. Thanks, Chris Wheels. So this, I think, just to simplify it, this is a fence board. It's a it was a piece of 1x8 cedar. You know, you could use 1x6. You could even use 1x4. Your tree doesn't like, look how small this tree is. So it doesn't need to be as big as this. I think to simplify it, well, come on. Jeez, Jordy, get it together. I think to simplify it, we'll choose this tree because everybody has access to 1x6 boards. And it's not true 1x6. They say 1x6, but it's like 3/4 inch. Or you can use a 1x4. And you could use a jigsaw to cut out your tree, or even a handsaw, whatever. One of those little jeweler's saw would probably do it too. So let's get all these ones to the side and worry about this one. I will say now, earlier in the video, sooner or later, this one is going to have holes in it for lights. But you guys do not have to put lights in your projects because this is a beginning wood carver's project. It's not a electrician's project or a light doer thinger. Okay, so here we go. So your tree, so here's your tree trunk, and I'm going to make this very simple for the very beginners. Some of you might think, oh, you're making it too simple, sounding like we're stupid or something, but no, that's not the point. Some people have never wood carved before, and I want them to take part in this challenge, as it's for the beginners, and anybody can do it. So here's our tree trunk. We'll do a cut here, and we'll talk about that after. Now, forget these two lines that I got on here. So there's a bunch of different ways to do your trees. I think I'm going to do this one the easiest. First of all, I think what we got a square edge here, right? What I'm going to do first of all to make it easier is get my Dremel and take this edge down so it's not square. And I'm going to cut here. I'm going to do a cut here on the trunk, and then I'm going to remove some of the wood on the trunk and make it seem like the trunk is pushed back from the tree, which the tree would hang out over the trunk, right? So let's do that now. I got a Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr here. We'll just do it starting with this. I'm just going to go like this, cut it, and then remove some of the wood. Taper the square edge. Get rid of the square edge on your trunk. Okay, so there's a trunk. Don't cut it too thin or this will break off. So there's that. Now what I'm going to do is I got to turn my Dremel up. So now I'm going to run around and get rid of the square edge. Okay, just make it more rounder. I'll get this done and I'll be back. Okay, so here's what we got. Our quarters are kind of rounded. Our tree trunks rounded. Now, I'm going to take a few minutes. I got some paper here, and I'll draw out a few different trees because trees can come, you can carve the leaves in any way you want. There's so many different ways. I'll kind of go over a few. Okay, so you can have, here's your tree. You can have it like this. There's your trunk. You can do it so like, pretend this is a center line here. You can have it so the branches come out of your center line and make them kind of bigger as they go down. Then you could do the little cuts in here to make them look like little leaves or whatever. So that's a straight one. You can do one like this, your trunk. Let's see here. Here's a windy day one with a little kind of thing in the top, like a little like a fantasy kind of tree blowing in the wind. You can make it so it's like this. I think this is the kind of tree we're going to do today. I think this is the easiest. Then your trunk lines will be down here. Let's see here. You can have, let's do just a straight tree. Boom, your trunk. You can make it so your branches are kind of staggered like fish scales a little bit. So they come out like this and they get bigger as they go down. Like that. You can make it so it's like, you got a tree here. Make it rounder. You can do whatever you want to do. You can make it so like, so let's see, 1, 2, center, 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 boom, boom. You can make it like that. There's so many different ways to do it. This is more like a whimsical tree. You can, let's see here, another like this. We're going to go for this type today. Then your little, you cut in your little things here. That's what this one's going to be like, kind of like this. It's not so whimsical, but it does have a little bit of shape to it. Anyways, carry on. Or you can really simplify it and you can kind of just go like this. And then have your branches come out here, like pretend these are straighter. That would probably be the simplest one to do. Anyways, so this one's kind of a little bit blowing, the tip's blowing over in the wind, so I'm just gonna, it would probably, if you're a very beginner, it would probably help if you had if you started with a pencil. See how I'm smaller, bigger, bigger as they go down? Do whatever you want. I'm just trying to give you, just trying to open up your mind and show you kind of how I do things. But it's your art, so make sure you do what you want to do. All right, so that's that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Kutzall burr again, the extreme flame. I'm going to quickly carve. So you want to make it so this branch is overhanging this branch is overhanging this branch, just like fish scales or dragon scales, right? It's layering. I think that's got a good shape to it, those lines there. I can adjust them when I'm carving. Okay, so this is the Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr. I also forgot to say this is Western red cedar, but use any type of fence board you can get, like, or those scaffold boards. Pine, they make pine boards like this around the world. Any type of board you can get will work. It doesn't have to be the cedar. So there's my cuts, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the wood below the cut. Okay, so there you go. So now, there's your cuts. The more that you taper the wood away, like I did a video on undercuts and tapering away the wood on my other channel, the more that you taper that wood away, the more natural it's going to look. So you don't get any cut bumps there. I still got some more to take away. But now, so like the sides, do you want to have little points sticking off the sides? See, right now there's a little bit, like that's starting to be a point sticking off the side. But so you just got to carve a little bit deeper there and then shape this leaf. I'll give you an example. I'll try and do it as slow as I can. We'll focus on this one right here. So just cut below it, then taper this wood back. Cut below it. We don't have that much room there, but right here, let's do it. Cut below it. See that? Now look, we're getting that little edge thing. Now taper this wood. Just make it flow nice, right? So we're getting the little edges there. Just gives it more character. We'll do one on this side. We'll do this one. Okay, you see that? That cut there. Now we'll remove this wood. There, you get a little bit of a, not much, but let's go for some more. So you're getting a little bit. See that? You know, this is pretty thin, soft wood. So if you make the tips like this, you like these ones, if I did it. So we still got to do an undercut there, but that's getting pretty fragile now because it's soft, thin wood. So I'll finish getting these little points done, getting everything cleaned up, and then we'll do some undercuts. Okay, great. So we got our points sticking off. Now I got a Kutzall taper burr here. What I'm going to do is go like this, undercut it, and remove the cut line. Don't be afraid to go around back of your piece and just kind of give it a little sharp cut. Okay, I gotta charge my camera for a minute here. So I got all the undercuts done. Not the best, I could do better, but I also carved this bottom part with my extreme flame burr quickly, just the tree trunk. This cedar's definitely the most fuzziest cedar I've ever carved. You know, when you get fuzzy wood like this, it's indicator that the wood's wet. Well, basswood's pretty fuzzy. Birch is pretty fuzzy, but this wood's not wet. You just don't know what you're going to get sometimes. I guess that's the bottom line. But there's ways to fix that. So the undercuts. This is the taper burr here still. This is the silver one. The more that you do a undercut under here, under each branch, the more you can get this burr under there and let it roll out, right? So this is kind of blowing this way. This tree's blowing this way a little bit. So I'm going to make these branches flow this way. Okay. Let's turn the fan on. You can see the branches are kind of blowing in the wind. Sometimes when you don't get an undercut deep enough under there, you'll get little stops and starts where you see the little tip of this. I don't know if I can show you on the video, but all I do is a quick pass underneath here like this. Then I retouch them. Getting some more undercut in there. More undercut. Okay, so there you guys can see what's happening. Now I will finish the rest of these. Okay, so I got all the details carved in. I also drilled in the holes for the Christmas lights because this thing's going to light up like a Christmas friggin' wonderland. These are the Christmas lights. You do not have to put, I'll say this in the earlier video, but your things don't need to have lights. But so there you go. There's a light through there. All right, so now we got everything carved in. Now it's time to sand it. I've been using this Scotch-Brite on these sanding mandrels a lot to do sanding. It works pretty good. Turn your Dremels down when you do this because, well, You can fry your Dremel. I've fried lots of Dremels in my earlier days using the sanding mandrels because they give too much pressure on the motor or something like that because they're bigger than your normal bits. But there's not much left on this one. I'm going to try it. I might have to put more Scotch-Brite on here. And but so this is how I'm going to sand it. Okay, so also what I did is I got my Dremel bit and I carved some holes in there because I'll use that friggin' barbecue skewer, that bamboo barbecue skewers to dowel the tree into the piece. So that's that. It sounded well, pretty good enough. I'll do a little bit more off screen. Then we could talk about painting. Yep. Sorry about this. There's one more thing I need to do before painting. I got this little butane torch. I'm gonna burn the trunk of the tree. Don't catch your house on fire. I'm gonna burn it just to give it some different textures. And then I'm gonna hit it with the little Scotch-Brite thing again. So there's now you can really see the undercuts and those marks that I'm talking about there. If I wanted to, I could really, let's see if we can get some better lighting here. I don't know if you can see on video, but like right there, if I wanted to, I could really carve it a bit better, but I don't feel like switching the burr. And this piece is going to be down like this, so people aren't going to see up underneath there. Like this piece will probably be on somebody's coffee table or kitchen table or whatever they want to put it. You can give it a quick burn here to get rid of some more fuzzies, but I think I've done probably good enough. Now I'm just going to hit it with the Scotch-Brite again. And this just gives it more character because I'm not painting the trunk. Well, you could paint it brown, I guess. But let's do this one too. But I think this is quite good enough. Maybe the brown will give it more, if you paint it brown, it will give it more a cartoony look. I'm not too sure yet if I'm going to put this tree on the piece itself, but you guys will know because you guys are going to see this you guys are going to see this all done before I even, well, anyways. Now I'm just going to hit it with Scotch-Brite. There you go. Good enough. So I got some white paint here from the dollar store. It's acrylic. And I got this little cup. Um, they say, so all my trees are, mostly everything's going to be white in this piece that I'm making here. It's the North Pole. There's snow there all the time, and it's Santa, it's Christmas time, and snowman. So all my stuff's going to be white. Not all of it, but like the trees and the ground is going to be just freshly snowed on. You guys, yours doesn't have to be all white. You could do like green trees and then put like Christmas decorations on them or whatever you want to do. The thing about these challenges is that's funnest for me is to see what everybody comes up with, their own ideas. My videos are just to give you ideas and let your mind start flowing with creativity, if that would be the word. So what I'm doing now is painting this white, and I'm gonna go make myself dinner and relax and do whatever. Maybe I'll go out for dinner. Anyways, um, I'll get this done. I'm gonna Mod Podge this piece. I'll get this done. Let it dry. They say that the hardest, let me explain this so you guys understand. They say that the white color is the hardest to paint on the wood because the pigments of the white absorb into the wood so much more than other colors. I don't really understand that theory, but I just put it on thick. What did I pay for this little thing of paint? $1.50, $1. Probably next year it will be $5. I should go buy all the paints out of the dollar store right now before the inflation really goes up, and it's not the dollar store anymore. It's like the $10 store. So, anyways, I'm just babbling about absolutely nothing, getting off point on this video. But how about I get this finished painted and the other tree too? I'll be back when it's dry, and then we'll Mod Podge it. Mod Podge. Now, I'm still sitting at the table. There's the first coat. I forgot something that Ben's Studio on the Lake taught me on his videos is snow kind of has a little bit of a blue color to it, like a little tiny blue tint. Barely any though. Um, let's get another drop of it in here because it will make it, I don't know, it will just make it more bluish. So there's a little bit of a blue tint to this. You guys probably can't see it on the video. I just put a little tiny drop of there that you can see it on here a bit better now. Actually, I think it might need a little bit more blue. Um, Not too much. You don't want it to look like a friggin', I don't know. See my paintbrush? See what I do to them? Yeah, so that's better. So we'll get this on here with the little bit of a blue tint. And there we go. I'll get this done. We'll let it dry, and then we'll come back to the Mod Podge. So it's been about 3 or 4 hours since I painted these, and they are dry enough. So what I have here is Mod Podge. Mod Podge. This is gloss. Um, it's that time of year again. I got some Ultra Sparkle glitter. This was the finest stuff that I could find on Amazon. I had this from last year. Also, I got this black diamond. This is white diamond effect. So I'm going to pour some of this in the Mod Podge. And then after I put the Mod Podge on it, I'm going to sprinkle it with the Christmas sparkles. So that's the time of the year. Ladies like sparkles, so maybe not all do, but I know most do. Special around Christmas time. So here's this. You don't have to use too much of it. Um, let's see here. I'm going to get something else to scoop a bit more out with. So I got a bunch of these stir stick things from the dollar store. So I think that's well more than enough. Oops, on there. Let's just put a little bit more in because we don't want to lose that blue tint that we did to it. So I'm going to mix this up. And one thing about the glitters, I'm going to put them on after I put the Mod Podge on. I'll just sprinkle them on. I think they kind of show up better on the piece after. I know this Mod Podge dries clear, but I just think they're better after. So it's pretty simple, straightforward. I'm not going to Mod Podge this till after I get the stuff on so I can blow the sprinkles off the trunk. It's kind of hard to see what you've Mod Podged and you haven't when you're doing the white tree because this stuff goes on white. And this Mod Podge, I think it's better. It works better if you try and put it on even all the way around. If that makes sense to you, because then it can dry even. They say it takes 24 hours really for this stuff to cure properly. I could have taped off the tree trunk. Why am I doing this one? I should be doing the other one for the video that I carved, but they're both the same. Well, they're different types of trees, but they're both trees. You put this stuff on the same way. So I think I got it all covered. And you know, like anything else, any other carving, the more time you spend on it, the better it's going to look. You, like I think I said it earlier in the video, you can make your trees green. You can do whatever you want to do. As long as there's a tree there, then you're good to go. And I got a hole drilled in the bottom of this too to mount it when I get to that part. So that's pretty good. Kind of clear the holes for our Christmas lights. And once again, you guys don't have need to have the lights. So I'll just put this over here, let it dry off, then do this one. So how about I get this done? Oh yeah, this one here. So sparkles, whatever they're called. Trust me, never once did I thought that I'd be carving things, putting sparkles on them. But here I am. Don't have to put sparkles on yours, but my whole piece is going to be lit up with different things, and that I'll show you later. You do not need to have lights or anything in yours. What the hell? What's going on here? Okay, so I got some. I just kind of. It's easy to get carried away with this too. So there. I don't know if you can see on the video, but we'll wait till this is somewhat dry and we'll be back. I'll be back. The Mod Podge is not 100% dry, but it's pretty well dry. I want to go over something here. Excuse me. Remember what I said earlier in the video? White wood is hard to paint because, well, it kind of it's just the hardest paint to color. It's the hardest paint to paint wood. Now you can look here and see. Look at that brown coming through the wood. Now this piece of wood could have been a little bit wet. It's freshly cut. It didn't feel wet when I was carving it. It felt like it dried out, but maybe it wasn't truly dry. So there's a perfect example of what happens. So now this one's pretty well mint. I did put some sparkles on the trunk there too. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see the sparkles in the camera, but they're everywhere on it. Let's see here. There you go. You can see them. They're kind of green and they really fade, but they're there. So what I'm going to have to do with this is wait till everything's dry tomorrow and repaint it because it's sealed with the Mod Podge now. So that's what you could do first. You could just carve Rob seals his wood with Mod Podge, and then he there you can see all the sparkles on it. He seals his wood, then he gives it the black wash. But yeah, so this needs to be redone. And this is a tree from last year, and you can see how much the white has toned down compared to this tree. So I'm going to put all these trees in the piece. So this one needs to be repainted too. So I'll do that tomorrow off screen. It just goes to show you, carve any type of tree you want. You can paint it any color you want. Paint Christmas decorations on it. You can carve as many as you want. You can do what you want. As long as there's the Santa, the tree, and the snowman on the base, do whatever you want to do. So that's going to be it for the tree video. And tomorrow, I think I'll carve the Santa. I don't know. I think a snowman would be better with a round branch, but I don't know if I have any round branches big enough here. This is a piece of basswood. Anyways, that's it for this one, everybody. Carving Fusion, over and out. Lots more of these videos to come for the Christmas challenge.